Ready. Hello everyone, in this video we will be talking about the difficulties and problems encountered by the people with autism at work. This video is created mainly for employers because findings suggest that employers don't have enough information about the difficulties experienced by their autistic employees. Well, unfortunately, 85% of adults with autism are unemployed. Indeed, we can hear this outstanding number is unbelievable. But actually, things are way more complicated than this. The problems encountered by adults with autism don't end once the employment process is over. For adults with autism, new challenges start when they enter the workplace. Now, let's look at the difficulties adults with autism are experiencing. Well, social interaction. Social interactions are a vital part of everyday life. It is a broad topic and includes skills such as the ability to read social cues, manage feelings, and understand the emotions of others. Although social interaction might be an easy process for individuals without autism, it stands as a difficult process for individuals with autism. For example, social cues are verbal and nonverbal signals expressed through the face, body, voice, and motion, and it guides conversations as well as other social interactions. For people with autism, reading social cues is a difficult process. For this reason, they might be seen as inappropriate during conversations with their colleagues at work. For example, adults with autism might experience difficulties in understanding the intention behind the tone of voice. Does a colleague wish to end the conversation or not? For people with autism, it is difficult to catch this information from the tone of voice. Moreover, adults with autism might experience difficulties in understanding and expressing their own emotions and the emotions of others. Having these difficulties might yield adults with autism to be perceived negatively by other employees. For example, when an employer speaks about a serious issue for the company, adults with autism might smile. This should never be understood as an intentional act by their colleagues and employees. Another difficulty is about social communication. Social communication can be analyzed under two categories, namely receptive and expressive communication. Receptive communication involves difficulties in understanding verbal and nonverbal information, whereas expressive communication involves difficulties in conveying verbal and nonverbal information. It has been long studied that both receptive and expressive communication is impaired in adults with autism. In terms of receptive communication, adults with autism might be perceived as not listening what their employer and employees are saying. Those might be seen as disinterested and disrespectful. In addition to this, adults with autism might struggle to follow directions. This occurs because of the overloading demands of listening, processing, and organizing what is being said to them simultaneously. Therefore, employers should see the outside of the box and avoid perceiving this as a refuse to follow or obey. In addition to this, adults with autism might take things literally during their communication at work. This occurs due to a lack of understanding of abstract concepts. It is possible that an employee with autism can misunderstand friendly jokes or sarcasm. In terms of expressive communication, adults with autism experience difficulties in taking turns in conversations. For this reason, it is possible to think that they might speak excessively. This is due to a lack of understanding in terms of who takes the turn in speeches. Moreover, adults with autism struggle in the area of word finding. For this reason, it is common to hear, think, or that frequently from them for the words they cannot find easily. Another difficulty is related to social imagination. Our capacity for social imagination enables us to predict the behavior of others, make sense of abstract concepts, and imagine possibilities that are not directly related to current circumstances. This creates a situation for them in which everyone around them seems as unpredictable. This unpredictability, in turn, yields feelings of extreme anxiety and avoidance, respectively. Given all the uncertainties occurring in the workplace, an adult with autism might be perceived as a disagreeable person who doesn't respond positively to change. However, it should be noted that this occurs due to a lack of social imagination, not because of either being disagreeable or disliking the change. Last but not least, time management is another challenge for adults with autism. It is one of the executive functioning skills that is linked with working memory. It has been supported by studies that working memory is impaired in adults with autism. Based on this, adults with autism need accommodation in the workplace, which will help them to manage their time efficiently. With the support of employers and employees, adults with autism can manage their time effectively in the workplace. Well, this is the end of the presentation. We hope the information given was clear, and now you have an idea about the difficulties experienced by adults with autism. Follow our other video for the tips to improve working environment for adults with autism.